In this video, we'll go over a complete overhaul of a 408 shelf steer, including disassembly, maintenance, and reassembly. All the tools you need are shown here. The first step is to remove the wheel shaft, which you do by removing the forward snap ring, loosening the sprocket set screws, and removing the drive pin on the brake collar. Using a pair of snap ring pliers, first remove the forward snap ring. Then, using a 5/32 Allen key, loosen the set screws on the sprocket. Next, using a pin driver, whack the drive pin out of the brake collar. With the brake collar pin removed, line up the nylon washer V's with the stamped Edson arrow on the sprocket. This will allow the shaft key to move through the nylon washers. Once they're lined up, simply pull the steer shaft out. Remove the key on the steerer. This is a tight fit, so it might take some doing. You may choose to use a sharp object such as an awl to wedge the steerer key out. With the steerer key removed, continue removing components from the steerer shaft. Finally, remove the aft snap ring, once again using your snap ring pliers.
In there, squeeze, just drag it out, try not to catch anything, and we're off.
If you experience play between your wheel and shaft, you may choose to remove the Woodruff key on the aft end of the steerer shaft. If you are replacing your brake collar, remove the brake plate from the frame using a 7/16 inch wrench and a Phillips head screwdriver. Next, remove the sprocket and the brake plate together. Check the bearing liners in the steerer frame to make sure that they're well seated and smooth, and that the brakes in them align with the grease ports in the steerer frame. If the bearing liners are compromised in any way, it can cause premature wear on the needle bearings and inhibit smooth operation of the steerer. These are replaceable parts, so if yours needs service, please contact us for replacements. Check the brake pad material to make sure that it's still there and in good shape. The brake collar is a replacement item and is included with our brake maintenance kits. We recommend replacing needle bearings every 20 years, and they're included with our pedestal rebuild kit. To reassemble, put the sprocket in the brake housing and reinsert the brake pad facing the brake housing. Next, reattach the brake housing to the frame using the bolts and nuts. With the brake housing reinstalled, you can go ahead and insert the aft snap ring on the steerer shaft. Then install the other components, beginning with the metal flat washer, continuing with the O-ring, and then the nylon bearing. Reinstall the key in the steerer shaft, which you'll probably need to tap in. Again, this is a tight fit to ensure no play. Reinsert a nylon lock ring between the brake collar and the steerer frame, aligning the V-groove once again with the steerer key, and reinsert the steerer. Press the forward roller bearing in, then the O-ring, then the flat washer, and finally the forward snap ring. Tighten the set screws on the sprocket. And hammer in the drive pin on the brake collar. That done, grease the bearing ports with super lube and insert your brake pin to check the operation of the brake itself. Once you've determined that the brake operates, it's time to reinstall the steerer frame in your boat.